All right, we just knocked out. Well, first of all, what up? What up? What up? What up? Welcome in. We just knocked out Love Is Blind season 7, episode 3. This is the recap, uh, and it just ended with Huda taking her sweet, sweet time dragging it out to tell Jeremiah that she's a mom of a mom of one, child four, and she's 24. It looks like Jeremiah's trying to wrap his mind around it. I swear, if she said any more than four, or any more than
One.
four, sorry, any more than one, it would have been a wrap. If the child was older, he might have been out too. I feel like he still may stay in because that puts her at 20.
1920.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
she's 24, so I'm just thinking
It
20.
depends on birthdays
But
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah. Um, so, but how do you think he's gonna take it? You think that they just gonna be next episode? He just like, gonna be avoiding her.
I don't think he's gonna take it well. I think he's gonna try and receive it, but I think it's gonna bother him, and then it's gonna mess up their dynamic. That's my prediction. Okay.
My whole issue with this is that I'm just like you. I'm day one. I would have just said it to everybody. What's the point? Because if this doesn't work out with him, you're gonna try to establish a relationship with somebody else. If he doesn't tell anybody, right? If the boys don't come together and him be like, "Oh yeah, I just found out that she your mom," like I see that happening very realistically. But let's say he doesn't, and let's say they don't work out. Now you're gonna go and talk to another guy and go through the same process. You should have just came out with it and let everybody know, and then whoever flocks to you flocks to you. It would have just made life so much easier. So to me, I was like, you're just making things a lot more difficult with that situation. And again, like I know it's hard and scary or whatever, but it's just like Shelly said, where it's like his reaction is gonna be his reaction regardless of when you tell him it's gonna be his reaction. So why even get yourself emotionally invested in dude? Because that's gonna hurt you even more. If you told him, if you came out day one, once everybody was together and said, "Hey, I'm a mom," like when you're introducing yourself, yeah, like my name is yada yada, and I'm a mom, and that, like all of that, then you would not be even scared because you had no attachment to nobody. But now you built an attachment, and now you're afraid of getting her and afraid of being rejected. You wouldn't have felt that way if you just said it from jump. So, you mean you might have felt rejected, but at the same time, who cares about the people rejecting you that you don't care about? You wouldn't have had to care for them. So, and
Let's
then
talk about Austin's freaky ass real quick before we get to
Austin
Bella.
I swear Austin feels like he's a frat boy. Like I
It's
want to know
always
how
the
old that man
quiet
is.
ones, man. It's always
But
the
he's
quiet
not
ones.
that quiet.
Yes, he is.
I feel like he's very energetic. I feel like yeah, like I do. I think he's soft spoken, but he gives high energy to me as well. Like he doesn't seem like the type of
I'm not
person who's
seeing the
gonna
high
be.
energy.
It's just I don't know. Like it's like oozes out of him. Like when he's talking, like he has a happy, optimistic, high energy type glow to me when he's talking. He's never like just sitting here like just chilling. Like that. Like Taylor just be chilling. Like he's not. He's always smiling and happy and giving off energy. So that's why I'm like he's always give it always to me come off as somebody who has a lot of energy, but he's just not. He ain't got no bass in his voice. That's really it.
Well, I can't wait till he has that conversation with Shelly post game. See how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, I already said I think Shelly's leaning towards Ace anyway, and I feel like this game helped Ace's case in a lot of
It
ways,
sure did.
except for maybe not telling anybody, never being in a relationship and never being in love. I feel like those two things, and they got him. It was like, oh, so you've never said it to any females in general. So like, whatever that lie was, or whatever that misconstruing of everything was. Uh, and then who else? Who else? Who else? Who else?
Bella with her values. I don't remember what I wanted. I don't remember what I wanted to talk about.
Look at that.
I just remember Bella high standards
Does it have
slash
to do with Nick?
values. Well, yeah, they were talking about Nick.
Well, that whole situation, I was surprised that Bella came out and said that she still wants Nick, because when Nick was asking her, like, so are we done? Are you done? Like, she was giving off the type of energy where she was like, yeah, I'm quick to shut things down. But it doesn't seem like she is. So now it's a fight for Nick, I guess, between Sierra and Bella, um, which I think again is so one-sided. We're 3 days in now that I know where we are. You can get to know all these other dudes, except for Jeremiah. You can get to know all these other dudes.
Yes.
And I don't know. Every time I see these things, I always say it. I'm like, yeah, I'm more like Ace, where he keeps on preaching it. Yeah, we should get to know everybody. We should talk to everybody. Like that's the type of energy that I would be on in any of these reality relationship shows, except for obviously Married at First Sight, because
You can't be on that
you
type
can't
of
be
time.
on that type.
That'd be wild.
Yeah. But for the others, yeah. So I wholeheartedly am like, yeah, Ace. That's the way to go. Speaking of Ace and being single, Yelisa. She was kicked from the show
How'd you find this out?
for racial remarks on a podcast before going on to show. Racial slurs.
How did you?
That she
Where'd you
used.
see that at?
I just thought I'd pop up and surprise you with this.
Oh, wow.
But I read about it earlier, and I was like, oh, okay. So she was on a podcast before getting on here, and she was dropping racial slurs and obviously political stuff going on involving Trump as well. And so when people found out about her being on the show and it was posted that she was going to be on the show, there were already people who were saying, I already know the first, the people were like tweeting at her, don't get too comfortable.
Oh.
You're not going to be on here long. People was like, oh, I know the first person who I'm voting off. Like, people were already gunning for her. So obviously the news came out. I guess it got to the attention of Peacock, clearly, and they removed her. They did say it last episode. You and me missed it, but Hostman did say that she's no longer on the show. So like you and me was guessing, but he said it at some point. You and I just missed it.
Got it.
But that is why she's off the show. Racial slurs on whatever podcast she's on. Which is crazy because you were with Ace, which is also crazy.
So it was racial slurs against black people?
I don't know if it was. I mean, if it's not him, it's somebody in that room. Somebody,
what do you mean?
Because this show is so diverse, it's somebody in there who you use the racial slur towards.
No, you made it sound like she used a racial slur before she got on the show.
Yes,
I'm confused.
Yes. No, but I'm saying no matter if it was towards a black person or if it was towards, because she's Latin, right? Mm-hmm. So if it was towards a white person.
Well, yeah.
I'm like, if it was towards Middle Eastern, slurs, I'm like, you hit somebody in that room with your racial slur. Somebody in this show.
Well, yeah, but you specifically mentioned Ace, so that's why I was
black.
Yeah,
I did too. And then once you said that, I was like, let me not assume, because I didn't get the slurs that were used. I mean, I can do a deeper dive and figure it out. Or if you guys want to let us know which race of the slur it was, that'd be cool too. Helps me out.
We don't have to feed into it.
No, we don't. I mean, but details.
You get what you get.
Yes.
Natural consequences. So, oh well.
Yep. Is there anybody else, anything else going on? Olandria, thank you. Thank you for being like, hey, you understand with Taylor and you guys are ready to put things aside and keep it pushing. Because I was going to be real upset if she was really going to go into it, because I thought Taylor had a very valid point with the whole, you got up and kissed somebody, but I can't stand up. I didn't even put no physical lips on nobody. I just stood up to show interest. You kissed somebody else to show interest. We both were showing interest in somebody else, though. So I'm glad the next day she cooled off. It's good. I'm glad Shelly was cool with Austin getting up too. I was like, cool. Shelly classy. She's my one right now. And that's why I want her to be with Ace, because Ace is my other one. So let's just put those two together. Even though I don't think it'll work on the outside. But for inside, let's rock it with it. But yeah, I don't think there's anything that I'm missing. You have any other final thoughts? All right, well, I hope you all enjoyed. Please, as always, like, subscribe, rate, review, share on socials. You can watch the full reaction on Patreon and see all of our other exclusive content and earlier access to the other content that we have on there as well if you are interested. Till next time, I am Cordell.
And I'm Bria.
Be easy, be breezy, and please take it easy.